Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. What are you laughing at, Shane?
Nothing.
You put me off my stride there. I'm Alex Whiteley, and as you can tell, because I'm not on form, I'm joined with Shane Hinton. How's it going, Shane? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all good. It's Bank Holiday Friday, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, want to do a podcast?
He's like, yo, you got a day off. Tell you what, come and do a podcast, man. Yeah, that's what I do on my bank holidays now.
Absolutely.
That happens.
My doorbell just goes as well. Anyway, look, today we're speaking to Kimberley Durham from Swoon Worthy. I saw your post. I think it was My Shrewsbury. Were you in My Shrewsbury, right? That's got to be it.
I was recently I think it was the March-April edition. Yes.
A great edition of My Shrewsbury. Well done, Katie. Absolutely knocking it out of the park. By the way, she's got a website out now. Everything all right? Yeah. That's right. Somebody's at our door. My wife's like, oh, you're recording. Yeah, so I found out about you on My Shrewsbury, as I found out about most of my great news that's going on in Shrewsbury. But we're here to find out more about you, Kimberley. So first of all, where do you hail from originally?
Well, as you probably can tell from my accent, I'm not originally from Shropshire.
Really? No? What?
I know, it's shocking.
Oh my God.
It's shocking. So yeah, kind of obvious. I am originally from the US, grew up in Pennsylvania, moved around quite a lot. And then in 2001, I moved to the UK, to England. So I've lived kind of all over the place in England as well. I spent about 8 years down south, around Kent. And then I met my other half, moved up to Manchester and spent another 8 years there. And now just recently, over, I think 3 years ago, I moved to Shrewsbury and very, very happy here. Love it. Absolutely love it.
That's a bit of a change, isn't it? That's going from Kent to Manchester and then settling in Shrewsbury. I mean,
I call it the Whiteley method. The Whiteley method. Just move to Shrewsbury.
I know. I could have saved myself so much time rather than moving all over the place. But yeah, finally found Shrewsbury, and I have no intention of going anywhere now.
See, there are a million reasons why this show is going to work out really well this episode. Number one is I'm fascinated with American and US culture. I run a network called USUC, which is a show I do with as you can see the flag behind me there, with my co-hosts in America. We talk about the differences in US and UK culture because I think it's fascinating, And we've had so many amazing conversations. Shane's going to be rolling his eyes now. Here he goes about talking about USUC again. No. But yeah, there's so much lost in translation between each country,
It's funny because I've been here now. I'll be 20 years now living here in the UK, and I feel as though it's just my accent now that gives me away. I don't feel at all like America is my home because I haven't lived there for so long. I feel so much part of the furniture here.
Do you still find out, like, whenever you talk to people from home now, well, from America, that they think that you're English now?
Oh yeah, 100%. They think I have an English accent. Because I think my accent now is so messed up because of the influences that I've had from living all over the place and living all over the place in this country as well. So little things about my accent since living here has changed. So they catch all the Englishisms in the intonation and the way that I pronounce certain letters and certain words, they catch all that. So to them, it sounds English. When I'm speaking to you guys, you hear all the American, intonations in my voice or the way that I'm pronouncing certain words. So you hear the American side. But my accent is actually like a really weird mix of everything.
of like Southern Manchester Slopian American hybrid.
I don't know where and people who meet me, they'll know I'm American, but they'll be like, where are you from? Are you Canadian? They don't recognize
Canadian.
It,
I tell you what really blew my mind once when we were actually talking to Tom Bruno, who's Alex's American co-host on USAC. He was saying, actually, it blew my mind because he said when me and Al actually get talking and we get sort of excited about stuff and we're having a bit of a rallying conversation, he has no idea what we're saying. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. He's I have to guess what you're talking about because I don't actually understand what you're talking about. I was
we
like,
have
what?
these amazing conversations where like he'll talk to me about his kids because his kids will watch the British version of Peppa Pig. So they'll be like, oh, we're going to get a trolley, or we're going to do this, or we're going to get sweets from the shop rather than candy from the store. And
No idea.
Kids, yeah. And his kids.
I remember my brother came to visit. He lives in Seattle, and he came to visit us, and he stayed with us for about 6 weeks. And we put on Phoenix Nights,
Oh God!
Right, we put Phoenix Nights on, which we both love. Me and my other half both love. We're like seen it 100 times. We're like dying laughing. And my brother's just sat there with this confused look on his face, and he's like, "I don't understand anything that's going. I can't understand what they're saying."
It's mad, isn't it? But we're all talking English. Like it's mental to me. I think it's weird.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is my wife is from Colombia, right? And whenever we go back there, she goes to see her family and stuff. And she does have this incredible. Even when she speaks Spanish, she has like an accent because she's been over here. It's crazy. But her cousin Jimena, she's a soap actress in Colombia, and
wow.
So she speaks English, but she went to an American English school. So she's got this. She does speak English, but she's like American English. It's very confusing. I was like, "What's going on?" Like, so what made you want to move over here to the UK? That's a very rude question to ask someone, but it's always interesting to know sort of like what made you want to up sticks and move to us in Britland, England.
I have actually been fascinated by English culture since I was a kid. When I was 11 years old. What's it?
I said you're welcome.
No, I appreciate it. When I was 11 years old, I was asked to report. We were asked to do a report on a country, and I chose, for some reason, I decided to choose England, and we had to like draw a map, and we had to talk about the history of the country and their government and their imports and their exports and all this kind of stuff. And I remember going through. I mean, I'm showing my age now. There was no internet at this time, so I would like go to the library and like pick up books. And I remember showing my parents like pictures of castles, and it blew my little childhood mind about all the buildings and the countryside and everything. And I just absolutely fell in love with it. I became a proper Anglophile from that point on. And I told my parents, I am going to live here some point. I'm going to live here. So and then when I was about 20 years old, I came and visited for the first time I think I spent 2 weeks here, grabbed a couple friends. We're like, we're just going to England. Come on. I was super into the music at the time. So this is like 90s. There was so much great music coming out of England at the time. And it's been a love affair for a really, really long time. So I look back and I think, well, of course, I would have ended up here. I think I was probably born in the wrong country. Yeah. Should have been born here. I think as well the humor here, because it's so like self-deprecating and it's so wry and it's so sarcastic, right? And I've always loved that kind of humor. I love the British humor. I think you're the funniest people on the planet by far. So
again, you're welcome. No, I'm joking.
You're welcome.
I could just imagine that
there
conversation.
You go. Case in point, right? So it's like I would crack sarcastic, self-deprecating jokes back home, and I would just get blank stares or people going, "You're right."
They don't get it, do they?
No. And then I came here and I'd make the same sort of stupid jokes, and people would be like laughing, and I'm, oh my God, I found my people. This is where I'm supposed to be.
This is my tribe. Like,
I could just imagine that in a conversation with your parents. So, you know what I need? I need drab weather. I need queues, and I need to complain about going in a queue. And I need roundabouts. And no guns.
Did I have a southern accent?
No. That's just my awful. That's my awful. I'm usually good at that sort of stuff, but no. How did that conversation go with your family? Like, I'm moving to the UK. Bye.
I think I have always been horrendously independent, so I don't think it shocked them, even remotely. It shocked them. I had moved out of my house. I moved to Denver when I was 20. I lived in LA for a little while. I picked up sticks and moved to a tiny little town in Wisconsin. So this was not out of character for me. at the
Just
time.
bye.
Yeah, I don't think they were. I don't think in any way they were surprised. They just went, "Oh yeah, this is what she does."
An interesting question though is, there's two actually. Well, number one is, why Shrewsbury? And number two, are you here to stay, or do you think has Shrewsbury gripped you now, or is there further places?
Oh, 100%. Me and my other half, knew we wanted to move somewhere else because my work is all online. It doesn't really matter where I work. I could work from pretty much anywhere. And he is in the automotive industry where there is cars everywhere. So he can usually find work pretty much just about anywhere as well. So we thought, right, the whole country's kind of open to us. Where do we want to live? And that question, as freeing and lovely as that question could possibly be, it's also terrifying because there's just too many. Where do you even start? So we kind of created a little list of would be nice to have, and kind of ticked off or crossed off a number of different areas that we had our eye on. And we'd come across Shrewsbury basically on, I think we'd seen a television program where it was shown. We looked at each other and went, "Oh, that looks nice." And just did a little bit of research. I was on like Mumsnet, like reading, should I move to Shrewsbury? I was just taking in as much information. I was looking at weather reports, all sorts of things. And
you still moved here?
Yes.
This is the weather report?
Actually, it does well on Mumsnet. You'd be surprised. I genuinely couldn't find an awful word about it. And we just thought like the housing stock was great. I'm in interior design. And so my dream was to have like a lovely Victorian style house because that's just the kind of houses I love. And the stock of housing in this part of the country.
There is a lot around here, to be fair.
Oh, it's just so much of it. And I love the history of the area. We loved just everything about the way it looked on paper. It was great. I love the fact that it's surrounded by countryside. You were in effect in the middle of nowhere, but everything's at your fingertips as well. And because it's the county town, it's like we've got everything that you could possibly want here. And if you need a city fix, it's not that hard to get to the
down the road. Yeah.
Yeah. You hop on a train and you're in Birmingham in less than an hour. You hop on a train, you're in Manchester, just over an hour. So the location in terms of where it was excellent. And so we ended up coming to look at a house. I think it was December 2017. And Shrewsbury had just been dumped with about 8 inches of snow. It was a massive snowstorm.
Same year.
If you remember this, right? So we came on that just after this happened, and I felt like I was walking into a Dickensian novel because everything was just so beautiful. I mean, if Shrewsbury was going to sell itself, it does sell itself rather well in the snow. So we absolutely fell in love with it. We put an offer in on a house that we saw that day.
Wow.
So essentially, we bought a house the first time we stepped foot in the town, which sounded risky, but we thought it would be okay. And we've been here now for just over 3 years. I think we just hit our 3-year mark, and absolutely best move we've ever made. Really, really love the town. I mean, it's been a shame that things have been closed down. We haven't been able to really take advantage as much as we would like of like the restaurants and the shops and things like that. But it's just, we absolutely love it. I think both of us are so pleased with our move. We love the area. We love the home that we're in. We love the town itself. We love the countryside. So much to offer. So we are not going anywhere I would say, for a very, very long time.
Good.
We're here to put roots down.
We're glad to have you anyway.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now
I
let's
don't know
talk
about Al though. Like, he can leave.
The thing is, this town has got bounce back ability, so it might take Shrewsbury a while without me. It might mourn me quite a bit. The town wouldn't be the same, that's for sure. But they would definitely bounce back because I believe in those people. Salopians are strong people. Now let's talk about your expertise, what it is you do, because it's all about style and everything that you put together just looks amazing. And you got your blog and you got so many followers. Where did all this begin? Where did you like, I can do this? This is what I want to do.
I think I've always had I've always been a creative person. I think since I was a kid, I've always kind of thrown myself into various different creative options. And interior design was something that I always just enjoyed. I dabbled in it. I've always have. And we had moved into our home in Manchester. We bought a house together, little Edwardian 3-bedroom house. And we just decided like we were going to do it up because it needed a lot of work. It wasn't in great condition. And I had seen blogs in the US where people were doing up their houses and sharing it online in this weird thing called a blog. So in 2010, I started my blog called Swoon Worthy. And it was all about sort of my attempts to make a swoon worthy home. So I essentially just started journaling about creating this house. And at the time, I don't believe there was any other interior blog where people were let inside someone's home. There were interior design blogs at the time, but they were more about design in general. So this is what this new sofa that's just come out, or these new fabrics or whatever. But mine was very, very personal because it was what we were doing on our own home. And I don't think there was anybody else doing that at that time, which is crazy when you think about it, because you look at Instagram now and there are hundreds of thousands of people showing the inside of their homes. But at the time, people were like, aren't you crazy? Like, aren't you worried about privacy? And you're showing people your bedroom. That's just really weird. But I figured I could kind of pull the veil back enough to inspire people or to kind of meet like-minded people, and still kind of keep my privacy. So it grew from just being like a hobby blog. About 4 years later, and at this time as well, it was no such thing as making a career out of being a quote-unquote influencer. That just didn't exist at the time. So I just did it as a hobby, just because it was something I wanted to do. I was working in sales and marketing at the time, and it just continued to grow and grow and grow, and I was getting more and more people reading the blog, which just blew my mind. And about 4 years in, I took it full time. I left my regular job and decided to do it full time. And I was writing freelance as well for other retail companies. I was writing their interior design blogs as well. Over the course of, I'm now in my 11th year, I think. It's been a wild ride. I've been on like BBC Radio multiple times. My home has been in 20 plus magazines now worldwide. I think my blog has won 6 industry awards.
Wow.
It's been good. It's taken care of me and my family, for the last however many years as well. So I've had a very good run of it.
I suppose one of the beauties of what you do is that it's sustainable, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, the industry is changing constantly. So I have always thought of myself as a blogger, and I have very happily stayed behind my camera because I didn't want to be. It wasn't about me. It was about the house. It was about the things that we were working on. I was trying to help other people to do the things that we were trying to do. And now, because of the shift to Instagram, it is much more now about being the face of your brand. People want to see the humanity behind it. So things have really, really shifted and really changed. There's a big focus now on Instagram rather than being on blogs anymore. It is a constantly shifting and evolving and changing landscape, especially as people now understand what this influencer thing is. Unfortunately, there's a lot of really crappy influencers out
this is what I was going to say. It's really hard to stand out. Before we go any further, though, there's just some slight there's a little bit of a delay in your audio just recently. I don't know if it's something to do with the signal. I don't know if we could try and clear it up.
Would it help if I put earphones in?
Maybe. Let's try that. And I'm really enjoying this conversation. I don't want to miss any of it. Then you'll have my voice in your ear.
You can edit this out, can't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll get Shane to do it. Shane's face.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, let me know. Is that any better?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Is that much better? I should have done that from the beginning. Sorry.
That's absolutely
It's all
fine.
right.
It is very increasingly hard to become eye-catching on social media at the moment. It's one of
100%.
it's one of the riddles that millions are trying to solve right now, especially in my sort of industry with the podcasting thing. People are kind of like, how do you stand out? How do you become famous? I don't know. Should we just share a link everywhere and tell people again and again and again and again and again about our podcast? It's like, no, you got to do something different. You got to stand out, be unique. How do you be unique, Kimberley?
Oh gosh. I mean, in terms of an interior design blog, what I would tell people in that particular industry is that you really need to be confident of your own style, and you really need to kind of make sure that whatever you do, you are in effect a brand, and so everything you do needs to reinforce that brand to other people. It's very, very difficult to get noticed if you were just following trends. If you were just, you're looking at Pinterest and going, okay, I'm just going to recreate that in my home because it's been done. And if you've done it, if you're doing that, then there's X amount of other people who are doing exactly the same thing. So you really need to be confident in your own personal style. That doesn't mean that you can't evolve that style, but it needs to relate somehow to you. I think I have people all the time who will send me a sofa, or they'll send a picture of a room and go, oh my God, Kimberley, this is so you. Because people recognize that style. My style is immediately recognizable. It is very sort of feminine. It is very glam. But I don't think it looks exactly like anyone else's. And I think if you're going to stand out, and I guess no matter what you're doing, you really need to do something that's true to you and something that's completely different from everyone else. And everyone is unique. Everyone's home should look unique because we all have our own personalities. We all look at our homes to give us that sanctuary and to feel like it's a true reflection of us. It's just an extended version of what clothing is, So yeah, if you're filling your home with things that reflect you and your personality and things that you really love and truly love, you are going to have a unique style just by that. Look at the American flag thing behind you. Exactly.
Geeky stuff. Got old Batman and Kevin Smith stuff, and my flag, my Monopoly. There's Thanos gauntlet there.
But that's unique. That's all stuff that brings you happiness and joy, does it? You look at it and you go,
wife, though.
Yep.
She hates it.
Not the wife.
And she's got to look at it when she goes to bed. And me. Okay, no.
You need a man cave, obviously.
I do. We're working on it at the Biscuit at the moment. No. But when it comes to like looking for your, by the way, guys, while you're listening to this, if you can, please go to swoonworthy.co.uk as I'm describing this now, because you'll see what I mean. All the pictures of your home are very, everything is on purpose. Everything is there, and it's got its own reason for being there, and it's definite. That is what it is. Does it make it hard to shop for things, or does it make it easier? Can you see I don't know, some coasters or something, and you'd be like, I need them, or is it like, hold on, there's got to be a place for these. We need to go back. Draw a plan.
I think it's a little bit of both. I do think it makes things easier because once you've kind of honed your style, I describe my style as eclectic boho glam, right? And those three, it sounds like nonsense, but those three words dictate to me, because I'm so sure of my style, because I know exactly what it is. If it doesn't fit one of those three words, it doesn't come in my house. I will know immediately and gut instinct of, if I look at a set of coasters, whether it's going to work or not, because is it eclectic? Is it bohemian? Is it glamorous? If it's not any of those things, then it's not coming in my house. It doesn't work.
What's it like go on, sorry. No, go on.
I was just going to say, however, if I see something and gut instinct is, oh my God, I have to have that in my house, I will find a place for it. I'm not going to sit there for ages going, yeah, but where is it going to go? Which table will this coaster sit? I don't do that. If I really, really desperately love something, I will find a place for it.
Yeah, it's a story. It's a story to tell, isn't it? That's the thing. But I was thinking about your fella. does he ever bring things back and you're like, is that eclectic? Is it boho? Is it glam? I don't think so. Get out.
Get in the seat right now.
We have been together for 12 years now, I think. 12, just over. He doesn't bring anything home to the house.
Wise man.
He just won't. He won't.
I can imagine Kaz, my wife, get your Chewbacca slippers out of my shot.
Yeah, you'd get on with my other half. I have bought him some really cool things. I bought him just recently for Christmas. I bought him a Star Wars print with like Tatooine, and it's the same colors that I use in the house. So it's like peaches and cream and browns and stuff, but it's a very, very cool print. And so like, and he has like some other cool Star Wars prints in he's got his own office. So he gets to decorate that.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so there is some compromise.
See, he has the
one.
Just the one room. He has the understanding.
Bless him,
he can decorate however he likes, as long as you can't see it.
Now, on your Instagram, you've got like 34,000 followers, which is fantastic. What a great... This is one of the things... I hate to be... Okay, this is going to make me sound like one of those guys now, but that's one of the things that drew me to you. And I hate that because people look at my Instagram and go, you've got 1,000 followers. When I speak to people, they're like, how many listeners do you get? How many followers have you got? I hate that so much because it's kind of like we're much more than that. It's
meaningless, isn't it?
But but you, with you've got this style. When it comes to things like style and fashion, those followers, that's where it counts. With something like a podcast, maybe not so much. Although I don't know, we're trying to tell a story. What does that do for you then when you get like tens of thousands of followers? And what does that do? Do you get people offering you things? Is there a lot of pressure there? What's it like?
I don't think I think about it that deeply, to be honest with you. I do. I have worked with a lot of different brands over the years. That is part of how I make an income out of this. So yeah, some of the work I do is because brands will contact me, and if they are a good fit, and if I like what they're doing, or I like the ethos of the brand, then we'll work together. So they'll pay me or they'll provide products to me, and I'll talk about them with my audience, because I've spent a long time curating an audience. And if a brand says, I want to tap into that audience, and I think that there's a lot of crossover between who we want to attract and the people that you've already attracted, then we can come to some kind of agreement. Nice. So yeah, I am able to leverage the audience in order to make money, because that's what I have to do.
The reason I ask is because as soon as we've got 1,000 followers, which is like, again, it's very important to me that we got these people supporting us. I really like that. But at the end of the day, I don't go to 100%. bed thinking we've lost 10 followers. Oh my God. Like it's not like, but like,
it's not worth it doing that.
No, it really isn't. But like we started getting offering like silly things like watches. All right, how's it going? The Shrewsbury Biscuit. Would you like to wear our watch whilst you're on your website or whatever? And I'm like, we're an audio only show. How's that going to benefit any of us? You just got to try and...
Yeah, for every weird watch order, email you get, I probably get 30.
Yeah,
and bizarre random things that just have absolutely nothing at all to do with anything. I will get stuff for men's watches, and it's like, have you ever seen me talk? Yeah. No. So these are people who don't do the research. They've probably reached out to 100 different accounts, just sort of a scattergun approach. Yeah, this is it. It's like the old reply. Yeah, like the reply to all. It's not a... They've obviously not really done the research in terms of who they want to advertise for them. So it's probably not the best way to go about advertising their products. So yeah, the brands that I do agree to work with are very highly vetted by me, to make sure that it's going to work, that it's going to feel natural, that it's a brand that I like, that it's a brand that I would use. I'm not going to recommend anybody, or I'm not going to recommend any products that I wouldn't bring into my own home or I wouldn't pay for myself. So yeah, that's really, really important. It has to align. Otherwise you feel weird about it. it doesn't do very well. Your audience knows if it's not genuine. It feels a bit crappy all around, and it won't succeed in terms of being a campaign. So there isn't any point.
It's the same as if a microphone company got in touch, like, we want you to use your microphones, and they sounded awful. I wouldn't use them.
Right. But if a great, microphone company came to you and said, we want you to try out, that you would be like psyched if it was a brilliant product, because it's what you do and what you know. So it's the same sort of thing.
These microphones that we use, I went out and sourced actually because I wanted British microphones, and it's very like a lot of people use foreign microphone, which I'm not an anti-foreign. That's not my thing, by the way. But like, I wanted something nice, something British. I don't get to see that very often. Yeah. So I reached out to Aston, who make these microphones. I was like, "Yo, guys, I've got this thing I'm doing. You suck, baby. Let's do something." And they were like, "Okay, we'll give you some mics. We'll give you a discount." And I was like, "Hey, that's how we do stuff. That's how we do stuff."
Yeah.
When you do interior design like you, that was English apparently. When somebody that's into interior design and look at things looking glam and sexy and beautiful, Shrewsbury is a place to be, right? I mean, the image for Shrewsbury is very chic. I think it does. When it comes to
it is as well. Yeah.
So has it helped
I think
you?
One thing I think I've noticed is that in the area, in the town, where when I walk around, and so we take the dog out, that sort of thing, I think people have a lot of pride in their homes, which is nice. So you don't see rubbish in people's front gardens. You see, my neighbors put me to shame, because neighbors across the street, because they are always out there like trimming the hedges and planting bulbs and we haven't gotten around to do the front of the house yet. So I feel embarrassed that we aren't keeping up as well. Like, everything is just absolutely pristine, and the front of our home doesn't look as nice as it probably. I mean, there's not rubbish out there or anything, but it's like we need to weed and things like and our neighbors put us to shame because they are always out there doing this, and but it is really, really nice. I think people have that bit of pride around here for the area, and they don't want to see it look crummy. They want to see it look nice. And so everybody kind of does their part. And, I see like the baskets with the flowers outside and things like that. And it's just, it's lovely to see. It's inspiring.
It makes me laugh actually, because my old house, I had a huge front drive, and I'm a mechanic by trade. So my front garden turned into a scrapyard. I had 4 or 5 cars on there that I was doing up at the same time, and my ex-wife used to go mad at me. And I mean, lucky as it is now with my current partner and stuff, we've got a house. We haven't got a front drive. We've got like a little bit of a square in front of our house, and that's probably for good reason, really.
If we were gonna have fragrances made for the Shrewsbury Biscuit, and we had one to represent each host, Shane's would come with a hint of WD-40 for sure. Eau de Hinton.
Yes, it actually would as well. I'm actually quite impressed now that you actually knew what WD-40 was.
Oh, come on. I've got somebody over there, yeah. But this is the thing, right? There's obviously there's got to be in front of the camera. This is what we're going to be showing the world, Kimberley. And there's like normal Kimberley. That's kind of like, I don't know, pizza boxes on the sofa, chilling back, watching TV. I don't know what you do, relaxing. Is it hard to balance that?
I do tell people what you see generally speaking, what you see on the blog is what my house looks like.
I believe you. I totally believe you.
If you came around now, it's not like
where'd you live?
What's behind the camera is. Ding dong. Yeah. But it is generally fair. I mean, I won't promise. I've got 2 cats and I've got a dog. And the dog sheds what is the equivalent of another dog every day. So there will be dog hair on the floor, and there's going to be dust sometimes on things. I'm not saying it's immaculate all the time, because I am a human being and we live in this house, and I'm not too precious about it. You know what I mean? If there's a cup on the side, I'm not freaking out.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally speaking, I do
get back in your den. I'm sorry.
Don't wear the Chewbacca slippers outside. Yeah. This is it. But yeah, I think generally speaking, the house is usually, I always say it's about 15 minutes from company. So like if someone was to pop over, If they gave me 15-minute warning, I can make the house look really good in 15 minutes. So it's always about 15 minutes from being tidy enough for company. So I try, we try.
Please don't ever come around my house then. I've got kids. I've got a baby, and
this is it. This is where you have to allow yourself some flexibility. I don't have children, which that is a huge part of it. You know what I mean? It is a massive part of it. I don't have toys, and I don't have to worry about kids, ripping things apart. So I do have to worry about a dog who likes to, climb on the sofa with muddy paws. He does not give a crap about cleanliness at all. So I do have that, but you know what I mean? It is easier. I recognize 100%. That is a lot easier to do that when you don't have children. Just don't worry about it. There's some more important things to worry about. Keep the kids alive.
For sure.
That's your job. Don't worry about the house.
Yeah, exactly, right. I mean, my partner gets quite upset and she gets quite down because, sometimes it gets on top of her, the laundry and stuff like that. That makes me sound like I do absolutely nothing, but I do help.
Help your wife. Yeah.
But yeah, exactly, right. And I mean, I say to her, look, the baby's warm, he's fed, he's clean, he's happy, he's got his toys. Everything else can wait.
And I'm making a spaghetti bolognese. Relax.
Again. I was just like, it doesn't matter. Because the way I see it is that, it's a lived-in house, and that's what I want. I want a lived-in house. Yeah, there's going to be some washing up in the sink. There's going to be some laundry waiting to be folded, or in the tumble dryer waiting to come out, or whatever. And it's just it doesn't matter, because ultimately I want to spend my time playing with my kids, not in the kitchen doing cleaning and doing laundry. Yeah. And that's the way I see it.
Well, every house is unique, and everyone has their own identity, right? And I feel like there's a mental health issue thing there with where it's like yesterday, for example, the other day, it was a beautiful evening and the light was shining through my apartment, and I walked through the lounge. I was kind of like, I'm going to relax for a little bit. And I was like, I'll tell you what, let's run the Hoover around first so I can really appreciate this moment when I do get it. When people are feeling down and in the dumps, and I'm kind of like, well, what's the living situation like? And they're like, oh, my room's a bit of a mess. And I'm like, I'll tidy it up, sit back, look at what you've done, and just relax and enjoy being in your space. This is your capsule. What holds you? Make the most out of it,
100% agree with you. Yeah, I do think as not sexy as it is, cleaning your house will make you fall in love with your house again. Yeah. I fall out of love with my home when it's a mess, because it does happen. Life priorities, things happen. You can't always keep on top of it. But yeah, when you just okay, I'm just going to take a moment, even if it's just I'm going to clear that pile that's appeared in the corner of that room. I just get rid of it. Just even little tiny things like that. If you just go, I can't do the whole house. It's too overwhelming. Just do a corner, just do a closet, just do one room if you can handle one room, just a little bit at a time here and there. Get yourself organized. It will make you feel so much better.
And often you'll find that once you've done one bit, you're on a roll then, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I've got to backpedal a little bit there because I said mental health thing. I'm not saying, by the way, cleaning your house is going to help your mental health. I got to say it's a feel-good factor. I used the wrong terminology here, I don't want people to think that I'm like, oh, yeah, so the solutions to all your problems is doing the dishes.
Just to caveat that again, that's not saying that having an untidy house is actually a direct effect of mental health.
That's it. Yeah. But it can probably help you feel a bit better. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's talk about, because by the way, the second, I'd said there's a number of reasons why I contacted you. One was this, that, and the other. The other one is the candles. I am a big fan of candles. I love them.
I love candles.
Amazing.
I thought I was the only guy that liked candles.
You're not. You're definitely
I love candles.
Not. Lots of guys that like candles.
I see them behind you. So there's one lit behind you.
Yeah. There's always candles going on in my house. Yeah. Absolutely.
So you've got Swoon Worthy Scents.
Sorry.
Swoon Worthy Scents. Where'd that come from?
So I have on my blog, I used to teach people how to make their own candles, just like homemade candles with soy wax and some essential oils, and you just kind of bung them together, put a wick in, and I used to teach people how to make them. And I have a number of blog posts on my blog. So if you're not interested in buying candles and you want to make your own, then please go on my blog. Just search DIY candles and you'll find a whole bunch of posts showing people how to do it. But it got to, we were lockdown number 1, March last year. Mm-hmm. I had probably like a lot of people feeling quite stressed out and quite scared and not really knowing what was going to happen. The whole pandemic had just started. We'd just gone into lockdown. I had lost all of my collaborations that I was talking to brands about. Every single thing went on hold. I lost all of my freelancing work. So all the work that I was, writing for other businesses. So all my freelancing writing work was either put on hold or canceled. And I was pretty stressed out because, I was facing a very uncertain sort of future. I didn't know what's going to happen. I didn't know how long it was going to last. And so I often would make candles just to calm myself down because, we talk about mental health, but it was something, if I can throw myself into something creative, I could take my mind off of what was going on in the world.
For sure. Yeah.
So I thought, right, I'm going to throw myself into kind of making candles today and just kind of relax and try to think, what am I going to do next? And as I was making the candles, it was like, the answer is kind of right in front of me because I've been doing this for years. It's something that I love. And why not make a business out of this? Because I had people tell me for years, you should sell these. And I always thought, oh, I was too busy, this, that, and the other. So if I was ever looking for the right time to do something, the time was presenting itself to me. I had plenty of time. So yeah, I basically started kind of taking it really seriously, even though I had been making them for years. I didn't really, have the knowledge or experience of making a really, really good candle and making them consistently. So it was about 10 months I took of testing and various different types of waxes and different wicks and different oils and things like that. And by the end of 10 months, I had created 5 really what I felt were really beautiful burning, really beautiful looking candles. I threw myself into everything. I took all of the imagery on the website. I've taken all of the lifestyle imagery myself. I've designed the website myself from scratch. So everything that's written on the book, everything I've done myself. So it's been a great project for me to just really throw myself into completely. No one else has had any influence over what I was doing. I just wanted to make products that I would want in my own home and something that I would love. So that is kind of how Swoon Worthy Scents was born. I finally launched in January of this year. So it's very, very in its infancy. So you're talking about like growing Instagram and stuff. And I've got 800 followers on my Swoon Worthy Scents account. So
listeners, go follow right now, please. Go
Yeah.
Please follow Swoon Worthy Scents.
Yeah. Follow, share. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm starting from scratch again. I feel like I have this little baby it's so in its infancy. It's doing really, really well. I'm super happy with how things are going. And it's keeping me busy. And I'm looking at releasing. So I started with 5 fragrances. I'm looking to release another, I think it's going to be 4 over the course of this year. I'm going to be launching gift boxes next week. So maybe by the time this goes out, that will be out as well. But yeah, so things are kind of growing and evolving, and it's been so nice to kind of throw myself into something completely different, something completely
They
new
look
to me.
amazing. I bet from going from like the planning stage to like holding the finished product was.
Oh, I wanted to cry.
I bet. Yeah.
I wanted to cry. And then it's like, you're going through this thing of now I've spent so much time with these products now, and I know them inside and out to the point where I'd gone nose blind for a while. I couldn't smell anything because I'd burned them so many times on the testing stages that I'm like, I don't even know if this smells anymore. So I sent out, it was panic stations. I sent out a bunch of testers to like friends of mine who I knew would be honest with me, who wouldn't just say, oh yeah, these are great if they were garbage. So sent all, to people I knew that would tell me the truth if they weren't any good. And I had to go back to the beginning. And just the feedback that I was getting was just amazing. So yeah, like releasing them into the world was a whole other terrifying, exhilarating prospect to go, okay, I've finally created my own product here.
That you can't even smell.
I couldn't even smell. I know. Oh, tell me about terrifying. I had to take a break from all of my scents. I had to take a break completely from them for about 2 weeks just so I can smell them again. I can smell them again now, thankfully. But I couldn't and it wasn't COVID. I just literally couldn't smell them.
When it comes to releasing a product post sort of pandemic, or what, in the middle of, should I say, Everybody's going to e-commerce. That's kind of where everything is, Etsy.
Yeah.
And so what's the idea on how to move these candles? Is it going to be, let's go to do some marketplaces, so you know, a little market to pop up, try and get them into some stores around Shrewsbury?
I would love to do one in Shrewsbury. Obviously, everything's been shut, so I haven't really been able to do anything with that. But if the markets do come back, I would absolutely love to take a stand and see what people think of them. I would love it.
Shops though, that would really suit them candles being sold in, you know.
I think so as well. I mean, I'll tell you what my ultimate dream would be was to have a little shop myself on Wildcop or something. You know, like have my own little. I know there's a lot of units, isn't there? But I would love that. I would love it to be like this really pretty destination that people come to and buy nice candles for their home. But I would love to see the candles in. I am thinking that, like, I'd love to see if there's any kind of businesses in the area that would like to carry or farm shops and things like that. So yeah, it is all part of the plan. For now, I've kind of leveraged my current audience who are following me for interiors. Obviously, not all of them are going to be buying candles, but a proportion of, you know, those people who were already following me, I kind of took my followers on the journey with me. So basically, I mean, I have stories that go back to, you know, March of me going, oh my God, guys, I think I'm going to do this properly. And like me testing candles, and they were absolute flamethrowers, you know, just terrible, terrible candles that I had made, you know, just in the journey to
what did I do?
It's like, you know, like, oh, that's really bad. You know, but I shared all of this stuff with my followers because I wanted them to see what was going into it. So it was kind of nice. I mean, I've had amazing support from lots and lots of people who just said, oh, I saw how hard you've worked on this. And, you know, it's so nice to see them now, or it's so nice to buy one from you, or, you know, that sort of thing. So it's been great. I've had a lot of really wonderful support from my followers and, you know, from people who read the blog and things like that. So it's been great.
I've had a great idea. Well, every 2 weeks we do something called the VMS, which is the Virtual Market Showcase. Not to put pressure on you, because obviously on a show, but maybe we could have a candle making session on one. Get like our guest to make
do that.
A live, get everything together. You got 2 weeks to go and get the pot, to go and get the ingredients. We could put our like webcams in there, or your phone, whatever you're using, in the kitchen or the other space. Yeah. And we could do a live candle making virtual market showcase special with you, with Kimberley and from Swoon Worthy. That'd be amazing, right?
Yeah, that would be very cool. Right. I've done videos in the past of me making candles, but I've never done it live, so that should be interesting. I'll probably
the chaos of it would make it worth watching.
It will probably be chaos, but I'm up for it.
I'm pretty sure I'll probably end up getting arrested for trying to make a bomb or something because mine will get that wrong. Like, I should probably make mine outside. I should probably do that. Is what I should probably do.
I've made a note of it. We'll do it in a few weeks. Obviously, every 2 weeks. We've got one on the weekend, which is a pain in the backside because it's Easter Sunday. For everybody that's taking part, thank you so much. We've got Andy O'Brien and Malcolm from Deliver 2. There we go. Deliver 2. They're launching in Shrewsbury. That's great, isn't it? I'll be an amazing influencer. I may like your products, but I may also forget your name. Kimberley, where can people find you? Where can people follow you?
I am on all the social media platforms. I am at Swoon Worthy blog. You can find my blog at swoonworthy.co.uk. And if you want to look at the candles, it's Swoon Worthy Scents on Instagram or swoonworthyscents.com online. So yeah, give me a follow. I'm still new.
And when the world opens, say like obviously the flower show's been cancelled this year, but there are some things coming back. Say the world opens, where would you like to take Swoon Worthy? Is somewhere that you really got your eye on that you'd love to show up at?
I mean, there's so many really cute little farm shops and stuff around Shropshire. I'd love to see the products in there. But yeah, like I said, the ultimate dream, I don't know, we'll give it a few years, but the ultimate dream, I'm going to have a really, really cute shop selling Swoon Worthy Scents.
It's really funny when me and Shane are walking through town. If we ever do walk through town together and we see empty units, we're kind of like, Future Biscuit Studios. Future Biscuit Studios.
We do that as well. Like, that's where my shop's going to be. That's where my shop's going to be.
You see me peering through the windows, like, the desk can go there.
if you know, like if every single building that we've ever pointed out actually goes through, we're going to basically take over Shrewsbury Town. Like we're going to have a studio in every single building.
That's what I saw when I was in the flotation tank at Shrewsbury. Floats was this. What did they call it? The New York style sort of apartment style block. You know, the bare brick with some studios. The far
Loft
left
style.
hand corner. Yeah.
Right, you know what I see the biscuit as. You know, on Wally. You know, with by and large, it's like everything. Like everything is by and large. Kimberley knows what I mean.
I know what you mean. It's like the branding is everywhere.
Everything is by and large. Like that's basically what Shrewsbury Biscuit's going to be. Shrewsbury Town sponsored by Shrewsbury Biscuit. That's it. Like
lunch boxes, juice bottles, pin badges.
Caps. Yeah, all the cars are just going to be the make of the car will be biscuit.
The jammy Dodger.
Yeah.
Kimberley, you've been amazing to speak to. I'd love to do something again with you in the future because I think you're fantastic.
Love it.
And the
thank
energy
you so
for
much.
this.
I've had a really fun time. Thank you for having me.
It's what we do.
It is what we do.
Shane,
Biscuit Bros, man.
I don't have a graphic for you, but do you want to have a go at telling people about our website, mate?
Oh no! Don't do that to me.
What Shane would have told you is, I can't see it, so I can't remember it.
I always forget the website, Kimberley. I always do. I get it wrong every single time, unless I read it.
How are you going to take over the whole town if you don't remember your website?
Well, it's because that's Al's job.
Right.
Delegating. I'm delegating. Al does the website stuff and the shout outs.
If you'd like to follow us on our website is the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast.co.uk, and that's made for us by our friends at
Web Orchard.
Yeah.
I genuinely had to think about that then.
If you need a website, make sure you go check out Web Orchard. They will make you a beautiful website that looks like ours. All of our audio is available on the website. There's also, if you want to get involved with the biscuit, we are a CIC. We are looking for sponsors. If you would like to advertise on this show, where we can make you some sexy, cool little adverts, get in touch. There is a form there where you can get in touch with us. We don't charge a lot. We're classy, but we're not expensive, Kimberley. But we could do with a bit of help to make the show sustainable because we've got big plans for the next coming 12 months. Kimberley, you've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's been my pleasure.
It's been fun.
Yeah, right, guys. We will catch you next time. See you later, Shane. See you later, Kimberley. See you later, listeners. Bye.
Peace out.
Not saying it. You said it, not me. Bye.